I thought about the arc of this man's life at nearly age 80 while I was listening to Big Change. I mean, this is a guy who played the original Woodstock in 1969. This is a guy who knew Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page and was mingling with these dudes at the dawn of the rock era, right? This is a guy who spent years blaming himself for the drug overdose deaths of bandmates like Danny Whitten, events that inspired some of the most timeless songs of the last century, like Needle and the Damage Done. This is a guy who's got 2 children with cerebral palsy and has become a warrior in support of programs on behalf of children afflicted with that condition, like the Bridge School, the many Bridge School fundraising concerts he's put on over a period of decades now. Coming out with 1982's sort of electronica-tinged trans record, feeding his voice through a vocoder. Reports about that indicate that may in part have been inspired by attempts to communicate with his children that are ridden with cerebral palsy. This is a guy who captured a nation's disgust in 1970 following the Kent State massacres. It comes out with one of the most timeless rock anthems ever penned in Ohio with Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young in 1970. I've seen him perform that live acoustic and electric with CSNY at Madison Square Garden in 2000. And more recently in 2023 on his acoustic tour of the West Coast, solo acoustic tour. And then he does it again 36 years later with Living with War. Remember that record in 2006? During the George W. Bush days that in retrospect seem so quaint now. Remember how angry we were about a W? Woo, that seems like a long time ago now, doesn't it? And here he is, still churning out records, you know, new and old at a breakneck pace. New and old at a breakneck pace. I say new and old because there was studio stuff like apparently this Chrome Hearts record set to be released. But as you probably know, if you even have a casual fathoming of what Neil's been up to in the last 10, 20 years, I mean, lost albums, he puts out Chrome Dreams and Homegrown and these box sets, Archive Volume 2, Archive Volume 3 is in the works, or not out yet, right? But it will be. He's got this Coastal documentary coming out on April 17th in select theaters, done by his wife, Daryl Hannah, documenting that 2023 solo acoustic tour in which I saw him in Napa, California in the summer of 2023. I mean, I can't believe it. Where does this guy find the energy, dude? If I have 1/4 of this guy's energy at age 79, if I'm even alive by then, I mean, I'll be thrilled. How does he find this much creative vigor at this stage in his life? These are the thoughts that came to me as I was listening to this incredible single, Big Change, this booming, scorching, torrid